Welcome to Pull the Pin Ready War Room Edition. Back again as your host is Jim here. Joining me as usual.
Co-host Nate, what's happening, Jim?
What's up, Nate? How are you doing?
Good, good. Seems like we got our technical difficulties fixed from the last episode, so we're running a little smoother today. We might be
I,
able
I
to
hope
get
they're
through this one without
I hope they're
stumbling.
fixed. I hope they're fixed. So for those of you who missed last episode, we did switch to a different platform, so much better platform, but there's still things we got to work out. So bear with us. Be forgiving. Also, if you're a fan and you're watching us, or even if you're not a fan and you're watching us, you just hate us and think we're stupid, leave a comment, man. See, if you guys want to see something different, we might throw a poll up later or something. I don't know. We're two veterans. We got lives. We got things going on. We don't really put a lot of time into this because we don't have a lot of time to put into it. But if you're enjoying it or if you want something different, let us know. We'll definitely try to modify it for the audience, because that's what it's for. I mean, granted, some of it's for us because we just want a place to vent so we don't go crazy or keep all of our emotions bottled up, because you know how vets are when they bottle up their emotions. Not usually a good thing. It's like a grenade without a pin. So yeah, that's kind of what we do, and we want you to be involved because it makes it more worth it for us. I mean, we can have a phone call and do this if we really wanted to just do it with us two. So, so anyways, yeah. So for that sake, Nate, you have anything to add to that? Because you could probably reach these people more than me because I got a stupid
Yeah,
hat
no,
on.
just like you said, just get involved with us. If you want to get on, more than welcome to come on the show. If you have ideas for us, shoot them at us. Not literally, but let us know.
Yeah, don't shoot them literally. Yeah, and if you do, just shoot like a stormtrooper, not like a soldier. Um, All right, so those of you, after that's done, those of you who don't know how this show works, this war room, we like to bring in headlines. We talk about things that are in the headlines from mainstream media sources and some others, but they're actual headlines. We talk about the story from our perspective as veterans, whether we've read the article or not, because we know that you're busy too, and you probably haven't read any articles either. So that's what we do. And tell them, Nate, why our opinions are better, because why?
Because we're average veterans, we've been around the world, and we know everything.
So our opinions really aren't opinions, right?
Now they're facts. Even
Because
even on this new platform, we still have been fact checked.
right, right. So because in all seriousness too, I know we did episodes in the way, way beginning before you actually started being a regular co-host, like me and Mike did this. We talked about veterans speaking for veterans, and I know last episode we spoke about that whole House vote and all that stuff. So before we jumped into the headline, I kind of wanted to bring in who's the Popeye guy, the one eye guy, Crenshaw, right?
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
Now,
yeah.
now, I mean, a lot's been said about it, and I'm not a veteran basher. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like to bash veterans because even the worst soldier I ever had still sacrificed. You know what I mean? No, you're
Oh,
far from, dude. You're
oh,
far from the worst
I
I've ever
wasn't the
had.
worst. Okay, good.
No, you are far from the worst. But even those, even the ones that went in, got out, and they even at least attempted to sacrifice. And from what I understand, Crenshaw gave a lot. I mean, he's a lot, but he's like what we call the above average veterans, because he's right. Wasn't he like special forces or some? These are the people that need attention. I mean, the real good ones don't require it because you don't even know they are.
I think he
But
was a
once they
water
get out,
purification specialist.
was he? He probably was, right?
I don't know.
But the point I'm getting at, this guy is out there calling people terrorists who weren't voting for the establishment McCarthy guy. Like, he was calling people like, and I'm sitting here like, this guy does not represent the military. Like, I don't even know. He did apologize, I think, later, but I was embarrassed to look at this guy who sacrificed so much for his country to talk about his fellow congressman like that. You know what I mean? Terrorist, like a
No,
terrorist.
he does not represent the military. He represents his constituents in wherever he's from in Texas. I think that's who he
Well, that
represents.
I don't even think he represents them.
Well,
That's
that's
probably
that.
why he apologized.
That's who voted for him, so that's who he represents.
Well, that's who he's supposed to represent. And from what I understand, is McCarthy. If I understand the inside baseball, McCarthy promised him a significant committee seat, and that's
Which
why he was so set on McCarthy and mad, because he knew if McCarthy didn't win, he didn't get the seat. But guess what? He didn't get it anyway. So I think he's really mad now. And I had high hopes for a guy like that, but he's trying to show his true colors that just like most, high ranking military people, they tend to get into politics and that power and stuff gets way too easy to lose it.
I wonder if Getz got a good seat.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope he did. In fact, he was the original vote for speaker. But I appreciate the man. I mean, I don't know much about his background. So I don't know, if he's just another establishment guy playing a game. I don't know that. But just based on what I was watching and what I've seen of him before, probably the lesser of evils, and I'm okay with that.
They're all establishment, all politicians. I don't care who you are.
Right, right. So speaking of, let's get in the headline because I think we're like way into this program. We haven't even talked about headline.
That's
So
what the
let's
show's
go.
about, right?
Right. Let's go straight for a headline with our favorite person. Governor Gavin Newsom declares weather state of emergency in what state?
California.
Wow. And I can only imagine the Speaker of the House. Hey, California, he must need it too. So I'm sure let's introduce some things and send more money to California.
I think they are getting hammered, though. It's a pretty bad weather.
You know what, dude? On Christmas Day, my pipes froze. We didn't have water. Not that I'm comparing it to what's happening out there, but they're not the only people in the country that go through this stuff.
Well, maybe your governor should have declared a weather emergency.
Right. Maybe you should. Well, you know what it is? It's climate change. Right?
Yeah, your pipes froze. I thought we were getting hot.
Well, no, that's climate change. The climate was 70 degrees in the summer, and it changed to below zero. So it's climate change. Stop trying to simplify this. But yeah, I feel sorry for them. But you remember how they were talking about like the statistics, like more houses are burning down in the forests of. But you also know that they're building more houses in areas that burn down. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? They're like building out there. So that's purely why more is like, what are they getting hit with?
Well, I also did see the forest administration is not taking care of the forest either. So there's a whole bunch of dry rubbish all over the ground where they can't, which allows the fires just to keep going.
Right, right. So the fire problems, I didn't really like. I feel sorry. Obviously, I got sympathy for people. And if you got millions of dollars and you want to build a house in the forest where fires happen, then that's on you. It's like those people that live next to a volcano. Duh. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but what is this weather thing? I didn't even see what the weather was. Is it?
I think they're having bad storms. I think rain
Is
and
it
snow.
flood problems? Is
Yeah, I
it?
think it's depending on where in the state you are. It's either snow or rain. Obviously, North California is going to get the snow, and Central, I guess, Southern California. I really don't
So,
follow California weather because I don't live there or on that
so,
coast either. So,
so again, have you ever heard of a state called Washington? Right? You ever hear of what it's like in Washington? I thought
rainy
about
all the
living there
time.
one time.
Rainy
It's
all the
always
time.
gloomy and rainy, right? So clearly, this is not new. You know what I mean? This is not this weather stuff. Not they're right on the coast. I mean, not that I'm saying. Maybe I know I sound really insensitive, but I just feel like this is more over exaggeration.
Well, California is totally different than Washington. Washington might be prepared for all that rain because they're used to all the rain all the time, and California doesn't get it like Washington does. They don't have the setup like Washington does.
But dude, you know how much money they got?
No clue.
You know how much money they get? Apparently, they've got the most money in the whole country, and they still spend, or go bankrupt, and they want more money. Go look at California's finances.
I don't think
That's
I need to.
well, yeah, they're the ones that are doing all the reparations, the drug paraphernalia for drug addicts, building portage johns outside. So they're the ones spending all this money on frivolous stuff, and I'm supposed to feel bad because they're not prepared for weather. Like, what? So I don't know. And I do. My heart bleeds for the people, anybody who died in it. I didn't really see it because I'm not some insensitive prick, but I am anti-California because I think they're a big waste of resources. If that's not obvious,
Is that where you're moving to next?
no, I will
Oh,
live nowhere near there. Nowhere near there. But I think I've beat up California enough, man. Let's go beat up on our news station. Hey, and this one's a good one for Mike. So we're gonna move to the next one. Former Illinois Republican, I said, Republican, former Illinois Republican Representative Kinzinger joins CNN.
so Who cares?
Well, I mean, again, I think we talked about this last episode. It's not that I care, but they're showing their colors. This is the definition of a rhino.
Well,
Republican name only. It's
maybe
just
he's going over there to make him better.
no, because he was also the one with that other dumb lady, um, Cheney's daughter or something, that was on the January 6th erection committee.
What happened to that committee?
They just spent a whole bunch of taxpayer dollars to find out the same thing that they already knew. It was an FBI cover up, and they don't want to find the people who actually did it. Yeah. But this is not a surprise, but this is a telltale right here.
So if he would have joined Fox News, it'd have been okay.
I would think so. Well, no, it wouldn't have been okay, but I would think it would more align with Republicans, right?
That's the problem. We need a news that aligns with both. Maybe he's trying to get CNN in the line with both.
I agree, but that's not the case. I mean, that's great thought for you, but that's not the case. I mean, he's more of a Democrat. But I've told you this before. That's why I don't know why Mike was confused with my stance as an independent. I lean Republican because that's the dominant party that I can associate with. But I don't believe in many of the policies of Democrat, but I truly believe that most of the Republicans are really Democrats. I truly believe that. So it's a uniparty to me. I mean, you've heard that term before.
I think they choose whatever they want to be by who votes in that area to get them in office.
Right. And then they're a chameleon, right? So then they get elected on policies that like conservatives like, because most conservatives vote Republican. Then they get elected, and then they get in there and they just start flipping the script. And it may not be some major obvious thing, but they'll do it, like even my congressman voted for McCarthy, and then he goes and sends a letter out talking about, hey, well, I was put in for these concessions, and that's why I voted for him, because he promised this, this, and this. Oh, but then we got this and we got this. And I'm sitting here like, yeah, because some brave people stood up to get him. And you weren't part of that. So you're still a schmuck.
You got to pay to play.
Yeah. If you truly believe that you want these things, then you need to do it. Like, I admire those 20 people. Well, it got whittled down after that, but there's maybe a handful, maybe 13 of them. I got their names down, and I will support them any way I can because they're true fighters. Even if it's a facade, even if they're just faking it, it's part of the whole game. I still like the direction they were going, these rules they were pushing for. I like that. So if tomorrow they flip the script, then I'll cross them off my list. But
well, get your pen ready.
Yeah, right. Because some of them already did, right? Some of them already gave in.
Oh yeah. We can flip this headline too.
Yeah, because we're done with this guy. He's a joke, but you'll see more. All right, next one. More than a dozen special operations soldiers at center of drug trafficking probe.
That does not surprise me.
No, it doesn't. And this is exactly why we do this show, right? Because everybody wants the special forces. Everybody wants all that high profile crap. But they have these privileges that we don't, which also gives them power and control in areas that we don't. We're average. We could shoot. I had to get permission to get off base most of the places I went. These guys put a rucksack on, a boonie cap, and then they go on and do their thing. You know what I mean? They just had carte blanche in a lot of things. So of course they're going to.
I'm going to ask you a crazy question.
What's that?
Did you read an article to find out where it happened?
No.
Okay, just checking. Because that's what I like to find out. Was it Afghanistan? Because there's a lot of poppy over there, and I don't know if they're trafficking it. Because I know people trafficked from there already. They already got people that got caught trafficking poppy from Afghanistan. But American soldiers doing it. It's.
Well, yeah, and there are chances. There are chances that a common soldier could do it, right? I mean, a common soldier, but he has to have access to it.
Right. Yeah.
These guys, these special operations guys, they have more access. Less supervision, more access. True. So it doesn't surprise me.
I got a good buddy. I got a good buddy still in SF. I'm going to text him and see who they are.
You have to text him and see where to get your supply?
Sure, I didn't say that.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, obviously, I'm not saying all of them are bad. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying once you get more privilege and power, you're more tempted. It's easier to be tempted. You know what I mean?
More easy to be corrupt.
And well, we've seen that even in the MP Corps, right? You
Yeah,
know,
I mean, every
I've
job
seen
has
it.
it.
Yeah, but I've seen it. I've seen MPs that use their power and they abuse their power because they can. You know what I mean? And you know these dirtbags, you know, because they constantly had to get reprimanded and stuff like that. And yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen you abuse your power.
No, I was just a mouthy asshole.
Yeah, yeah, you just had a lot of opinions, and that's cool. I mean,
to our
like I
to our
said,
to our own leadership, not anybody.
right.
Not,
And as you can see here, I probably have more opinions than you. I was just better at hiding them.
I spoke my mind.
I knew how to play the game a little bit, right? So, but this is no surprise. I'm not surprised, and I should have read the article too because, like I said, I don't have time to read it, but I could have glanced through it just to at least see what kind of, because it doesn't even mention a branch. It doesn't mention anything.
True, true. Yeah, you're
But
absolutely right. Yeah.
but this did come off a military, like a military website, so
Well,
it was military news.
it says soldiers. I assume army, because
Good point. Good point. Good
but
catch.
but well, if it came off a military news site, you would assume they wouldn't know how to write that
Yeah.
properly. But some of these other news sources, everybody's a soldier. A marine's a soldier. An airman's a soldier. A seaman's a
Well, to the
soldier.
to,
Yeah.
to the common person, yeah, everybody's a soldier. Because I remember, what are those jarheads or Marines they called? They used to all get all bent out of shape. I'm not a soldier. I'm a Marine. All right, whatever, dude. Whatever. You're a bullet catcher. You whatever you want. You're, a date for the Navy ball. I don't know. Whatever you want to call yourself, just get over yourself.
No, does everybody consider themselves a troop though? Yeah, support the troops. So does everybody consider themselves a troop though?
Or veteran, right? We can all be veterans, or we can
Well,
all
yeah.
be service members. I mean, there's bigger labels we can use, but I don't know. I think it's just,
I
you
like
know,
call them all soldiers.
yeah, I know. And then talk about,
Hoorah, soldier!
I used to do it on purpose. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. As an MP, when we were working in Hawaii, those Marines came in drunk and I would call all the time because they'd be triggered. They'd be triggered. Soldier, sit down. I'm not a soldier. I'm a Marine. Yeah, you're still in detention though, so sit down, soldier. That was one of the fun parts of the job. I was never
Oh
cruel
yeah.
or mean, but
You know
maybe
trigger
a little,
words
I don't
that'll
know.
get them going.
Yeah, I definitely had fun with them. You know what I mean? You had fun. Even when we pulled up on somebody that had alcohol or something they weren't supposed to have. I had more fun watching them dump it out than writing them a ticket or putting them in any kind of
You
trouble.
confiscate it.
Well, no, I didn't. No, I didn't confiscate. I didn't drink. So, and I wouldn't do that anyway. That's unethical.
You didn't drink in Hawaii.
Haven't. Uh,
You quit
yeah.
drinking
Well, I
sometime
quit
in
when
the
I was in
military
Hawaii.
career.
Yeah, I quit when I was in
No, you
Hawaii.
quit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I could tell you some Hawaii stories, but we don't have time right now. Some of them are very embarrassing too, so I don't want to tell you all them.
Tell me what the next headline is.
That's what I'm going to do. We're going to move, and we're going to go right back to our favorite person again that we've been talking about. McCarthy to remove Schiff, Omar, and Swalwell from congressional committees.
Well, that's just fine because Pelosi did the exact same thing when she took the Speaker of the House when Trump got out. So, or when they took over Congress. So who cares?
Yeah, but some of this stuff I get. Like some of this stuff I get, but see that like I said, the political game, like you're talking about the volleyball, the political
Yeah.
volleyball or tennis match, whatever. Yeah, that's going to be politics. But Swalwell, I mean,
I
the
don't know.
man literally had a relationship with a Chinese spy for years. How is he on a committee? Like this was long over. The Democrats should have done that to relieve themselves of the embarrassment.
They don't care.
Omar, I mean, she's probably the most anti-Semitic person out there, and yet she's on a committee that I think was involved with foreign affairs or something. Unbelievable stuff. Like these make sense. Even if it was a Democrat doing this, I'd be like, oh, this makes sense.
Our government is so broke and corrupt. It's disgusting.
It is. It is. It's so sad.
The whole thing.
Yeah, but what do you do? I mean, you can't just restart it unless
And I work for the government, so I know how broke it is.
Well, we've seen enough of it. You know what I mean? Even just in the military,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The military, we have one of the best militaries and they function in combat very well. But outside of combat, they're no different than the corrupt systems we're seeing all over. It's no different. You've seen unequal treatment to certain people who are on the favorites list versus the not favorites list. I literally had to have, there was a guy, I don't know if I tell you Hawaii when I went to canine school. It was a buddy of mine who was actually my best friend until he stabbed me in the back, not literally. He walked into the office and the admin office for the provost marshal, or and he secured himself a canine slot. I was like, what? And then somebody told me, and I went to our commander. Well, I first went to our detachment sergeant, and I said, hey, is this the process? Because I know we have an order of merit list. You know what I mean? I know there's an order somewhere. And he's like, yeah, that's not the process. So he knew somebody in the training thing up there, operations up there on the brigade level, I think it was, who put him in the slot. And then my detachment sergeant had to go to the commander, and the commander called and said, hey, no. So
You talk about how the government wastes money. The government sent you to canine school, and then you never handle a dog.
They sent me to canine school, right? Me and another guy, actually. Then when we came back, they said they didn't have a dog for us, which was a lie because I already talked to the canine up in Schofield. That was the other side of the base. We were going to have to go to there. I didn't really want to go there because Fort Shafter was like a dream. Like, that's the place to be. You know what I mean? But I was willing to go up there for a dog, but they said we didn't have a dog. So I don't know if I ever told you my story. I don't want to tell the whole thing, but they promised me a dog when I came down orders for Fort Hood.
Mm-hmm.
I told you that part. That's how I met Mike, because they screwed me out of that. And I was so pissed, dude. I was so mad. I wanted to choke somebody.
What's your favorite sergeant major?
Yeah, I don't even want to say any more of that because we'll definitely get canned on YouTube and that stuff. So yeah, they screwed me out of that one. So, but anyways, that's another story. I got a lot of stories here, and maybe we should just have a story episode. I don't know. Got nothing to do with the headlines. So
military gives you lots of stories.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happens, and like I said, I think we were talking about the politics of military. It's there too.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's there.
Prime example right there.
Yep. And I got plenty of that. And that's the reason I got out. People say, oh, you don't get out, after you do 10 years, you don't get out. I said, yeah, you do. You do when they start controlling your career. You know what I mean? So I've run into more people like that were halfway home and got out. But we're about all the way home right now. So we're going to end this one. Thanks again for tuning in. Thank you, Nate, for being here. As always, I really appreciate you. Thank you out there for watching. If you're a veteran, get involved. Keep commenting, keep sharing, keep helping us get this going. This is for you guys too. Guys, I say guys in general. These are for you peoples too. I can't even be politically correct. It's impossible. Anyways, thank you. And until then, Godspeed.
And pull the pin ready. Boom.
Thanks for joining us here at Pull the Pin Already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.